Bitterly cold, casting a heavy silence over Omaha, Nebraska. Just off the highway sat the Evidenc Hotel. From the outside, it looked like any other standard, budget friendly stopover where exhausted travelers pulled in for a few hours of uninterrupted rest. The warm glow of its neon sign and the quiet, ordinary corridors gave absolutely no hint of the nightmare unfolding behind closed doors. Every morning, guests checked out and went on with their lives, completely unaware that the silence of this hotel harbored a dark, sinister reality that the outside world could never have imagined. January 6th, 2025. An unremarkable 911. Call the calendar read January 6th, 2025. The day started out entirely routine, but the calm was shattered when a call came into the local dispatch. It was a report of a minor petty theft, the kind of low stakes complaint that law enforcement might typically handle with standard paperwork. But fate had a different plan. When Omaha police and Homeland Security investigators converged on the Evidenc for a routine follow up, they had no idea that this single, insignificant thread would unravel one of the most inhumane and horrifying human trafficking operations in recent state history. As federal agents and local officers moved deeper into the hotel, the air grew thick with an unsettling tension. Standing before a suspected room, they knocked, met only by an eerie, dead silence. Forcing their way through the door, the investigators froze. There was no stolen property or hidden contraband. Instead, huddled in the darkest corner of the room, were two young girls clinging to each other in absolute terror. One was just 15 years old. The other was only 16. Their eyes held a haunting, hollow stare of pure survival, their faces masked in utter helplessness. As the federal investigation deepened, the grim reality sent shockwaves through the department. This wasn't a standard kidnapping for ransom. These two minors had been lured, manipulated, and trafficked across state lines directly into Omaha. They weren't locked away in a hidden dungeon. Instead, they were being actively bought and sold like mere commodities. That hotel room wasn't a place of shelter. It was a modern-day prison with no escape. Starving, physically exhausted, and psychologically broken, the victims had been brainwashed by their captors into believing that enduring this living hell was their only choice. Behind the shadows of a chilling human trafficking network, three operatives orchestrated a sinister scheme exploiting minors. Their names, Eduardo Jose Perdomo, Michelle Martinez Gonzalez, and Alfredo Zambrano Hurtado. This investigation uncovers their ruthless control over a dark underground market driven by greed and cruelty. Eduardo, Michelle, and Alfredo each played a critical role in managing this illicit trade. Eduardo coordinated operations, Michelle handled recruitment and logistics, while Alfredo ensured the network's security. Together, they maintained a cold, calculated grip on their victims' lives, showing no mercy in their pursuit of profit. Their operation thrived through explicit advertisements posted deep within the dark web's classified sites. These ads targeted buyers, or Johns, luring them with promises of access to minors. This steady stream of clients funneled directly to a discreet hotel, turning it into a hub of exploitation. Every day, new strangers walked the hotel's corridors, paying to enter behind closed doors where minors were trapped and abused. The hotel became a grim stage for this hidden horror, shielded from public view. To keep their crimes concealed, the traffickers relied on an inside edge, exploiting connections to avoid detection. This dark network demands vigilance and justice. To shield their illicit business from law enforcement, the traffickers corrupted the very people running the facility. This is where 27-year-old Kavan Kumar Patel entered the frame. A citizen of Gujarat, India, who was living in the United States illegally, Patel worked as an employee at the Evidenc. He saw the victims daily, heard the muffled cries, and knew exactly what was happening under his nose. Instead of calling the authorities or showing a shred of human decency, he chose to exploit the situation. The traffickers had struck a deal with the hotel staff, trading access to the victims in exchange for discounted room rates to keep the operation overhead low. The chilling twist of the investigation revealed the sheer depravity of Patel's actions. Rather than showing mercy to these isolated, starving minors, he hunted like a predator. In a brazen display of corruption, Patel didn't even use his own money to pay the traffickers. He systematically embezzled cash directly from the hotel's register, using the stolen business funds to pay off the traffickers so he could assault one of the young victims. Patel wasn't alone. Two other hotel employees of Indian origin were implicated in the scheme. Their roles finally exposed all because of that single, unsuspecting emergency call.